The following podcast uses adult language to compensate for entertainment value, because fuck is a really funny word. Hello everybody, imagine that. We managed to actually come back and not, I don't know, let this thing fail. I am Nick, and to my left is my co-host James.
That's me.
Who refuses to actually open this goddamn show.
I don't even want to do the goddamn show.
Clearly. We're both still sick, which is the excuse that we used for not having one last week, which was true. Then it was also timing. We need to figure out how we're going to do pay-per-view shows. I think we should record them on Fridays and just release them before the pay-per-views.
We could do that. Holy crap, there's a giant Lego Jack Sparrow. Sorry, I'm looking at the internet while I was...
Okay, why?
I don't
Are you
know.
sure it's Lego and not Mega Bloks?
It's cool looking, though.
I think those are Mega Bloks, actually.
Whatever.
No, they are Lego, because Lego did get that license.
Alright,
Mega Bloks had it before.
this.
I am a nerd. Yes, everybody. Should we restart it?
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll leave it in. Yay, you guys get to listen to horrible, horrible podcasts. This is Wrestle Time.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, it's Lego Wrestle Time. Lego sickness
They should
complaining.
make Lego
Will you
wrestling
fucking
stuff.
what? Why? Why?
Why not?
They made Lego soccer stuff and it was horrible. It made no goddamn sense.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have like a Lego wrestling ring and little Lego wrestlers and stuff. Like a Lego arena.
Nah, I don't know. I don't see it. I used to make I made a dumpster and trash cans.
Yeah.
I made like a Titantron stuff out of Legos, because I was a nerd even then. But even then, it was like a week ago. But Lego wrestling. I don't know. That sounds like something TNA would do. Just because TNA would. Just because TNA really just doesn't understand
Merchandising.
Just anything really, merchandising or promotion or just anything. God damn. I mean, not to be yet another, internet shithead that's commenting about how
guy on the
terrible
internet
TNA
that
is.
doesn't like TNA.
Yeah,
Get
shocking.
The fuck out of here.
Shocking. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucking no. Get out of here.
I'm new to this. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. That's more intriguing than anything we could possibly come up with to actually talk about
the Lego wrestling.
Lego
toys?
wrestling. I don't know. I guess I don't know. God, would they be expensive for seemingly nothing? Because I mean, you can't really. Once you have the ring and the arena, like what else could you make? I mean,
Laser guns.
WWE with laser guns. John Morrison with Lego laser gun action.
Parkour Lego lasers. Speaking of toys, they're coming out with 2-packs for the WWE All-Stars game.
Yeah.
And I think it's a cool concept because they're doing the whole like 2 generations, merging to one. That's kind of like the concept of the game because they're using legends and current guys. And I think their tagline is like the greatest matchups haven't happened yet or something like that. So I don't know, but they featured one of the 2-packs on a website, and it's Morrison and Macho Man, which made me jizz in my pants.
Yeah, of course. Are they stylized like the game too, or are they just figures? Because I couldn't really tell. It wasn't a very good picture.
I don't think so.
I know you sent it to me, just freaking out. Sorry, I'm eating a Hello Kitty mint.
No, they're not. They're not really stylized like the game, but they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I liked them. It's a neat idea. I knew pretty much as soon as you sent that to me, I was like, oh, great. Yet another thing for him to want to buy, but probably never will.
There's fucking 3 Macho Man figures coming out in the next month. The defining,
one of which is $23.
Yeah, the defining moments is $23.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that wants to buy me that for my birthday, I know we get like 4 listeners that know me. So
right, 23 of 4 listeners of only the people that know you would listen to this thing.
Well, no, we had 400 downloads. Our first episode.
I'm convinced they're robots.
No.
hell-bent on the world's destruction.
Yeah, and they're using us as fucking feeder.
This is so horrible.
Feeder information.
No human would want to listen to this.
Exactly.
Quick, get Skynet on the phone.
Exactly. But yeah, they had the defining moments Macho Man, and then the upcoming Classics figures has a Macho Man, and then the 2-pack, the WWE All-Stars 2-pack.
None of them feature Gangrel, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I have every other Gangrel figure.
I heard he's in the game.
Fuck you.
No, he's a legend.
Yeah, he's legendarily overshadowed by everything. Legendarily mediocre. Legendarily mediocre. So yeah, we actually had a few things to talk about. Our joke segment that we were going to do doesn't fit anymore. We can't do the where in the world is Kevin Nash and no one cares.
I found him. He's in Boston.
He's what?
He was in Boston.
Why is he in Boston?
That was the Rumble.
Was it? Oh, that was in Boston, wasn't it? Yeah, what the fuck? Why in the hell? Why? Why in the hell was Nash with WWE?
He wasn't. Diesel was.
Oh, whatever. Big Daddy Cool.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. God, that's so dumb.
He was so over.
Yeah, but to be fair, so was Kozlov.
They were chanting his name.
Oh my God, we went to
Mugs and Jugs.
Mugs and Jugs. Which
let's not rip them because we might want to try to get him as a sponsor for something.
Oh yeah, sure.
Corporate listens to this stuff.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah.
Hey, if TNA used to listen to my shitty radio show, Mugs and Jugs might listen to this.
I severely doubt it. Nor would they care.
Too.
Anyway, oh God, that place was horrible. Anyway, we went to Mugs and Jugs to see it, and the stupidest wrestlers in the world were over.
Yeah.
Fucking Kozlov was over. Oh my God, Hornswoggle should be champion by now.
Newport Richie shit their pants when Mark Henry came out.
Yes, they did. I don't even know why.
You love him.
I like Mark Henry, but I'm supposed to like Mark Henry. According to your logic, I'm supposed to like Mark Henry because he's from Cincinnati.
Yep.
Or at least he has a house in Cincinnati. Okay, so we did have this big 10-minute conversation about how I like Mark Henry and James thinks I'm retarded.
Woo!
So, and yeah, then we had some kind of weird audio issue. God, so dumb. This is the worst way to do a goddamn podcast. Anyway, so yeah, long story short, I like Mark Henry just because he's a great workhorse that's been here for a long time.
He's a great workhorse? Yes, because the internet clamors about Mark Henry's 5-star matches.
No, workhorse in that he's a guy that he's there and am I using the term workhorse wrong?
Completely.
What the fuck does workhorse mean then? I just
Somebody
thought
that
workhorse
works,
just
no.
I thought he's dependable. Is that not what workhorse means?
No, I'm pretty sure a workhorse is just like somebody that busts their ass to be good.
Let me
like
check.
The Miz became a workhorse. I don't think Mark Henry's a workhorse.
I thought workhorse just meant he's dependable.
No, you're looking for the word dependable, sir.
That I'm using it right. Something such as a machine that performs dependably under heavy or prolonged use. He's the very definition of a workhorse.
I don't think
a horse that is used for labor rather than for racing or riding. That is the perfect definition of Mark Henry. He's not amazing. He's not stupendous. He's not phenomenal. So he's not AJ Styles or Amazing Red.
Right.
But he's there. He goes to work. He fucking comes home.
All right, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's used differently in wrestling.
No, it's because commentators don't know how to use their fucking vocabulary.
Oh, stop it!
Because Michael Cole is the epitome of a fucking thesaurus. He knows exactly what goddamn words he uses.
True story.
He's a goddamn almanac of awesome. Fucking hate Michael
You just use
Cole.
goddamn like 14 times.
I love goddamn. Goddamn is one of my favorite words.
I got a text message.
That's what makes this podcast 18 plus. Because I say goddamn. Don't you listen to our fucking disclaimers?
Nope.
So yes, anyway, aside from the fact that I think Mark Henry is awesome, and I have a better use of vocabulary than 90% of the commentators in wrestling, he's a good workhorse, he's there, he's dependable. And you just don't like him because you're racist.
Yeah.
Which the tables have turned. Usually I'm the racist. This time you are.
I actually just don't like him because I don't find him good. They've never done anything where I was like, hell yeah, Mark Henry.
His casket match with Undertaker was good. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
The internet couldn't see me roll my eyes. But If this was a role-playing game, I would type out like bracket rolls eyes bracket.
It's not bracket.
Shut up.
It's asterisks.
Or parentheses.
No, it's
not parentheses.
No.
Whatever.
It's colons. 2 sets of colon. Whole lot of colons.
Primo? Oh, it's cologne.
No, that's what makes you smell good.
Not like Mark Henry, though.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. I like Mark Henry. James doesn't. End of story.
Well, we'll talk to you next week, folks.
See you later. Glad you guys missed a week for this shit. Anyway, no. Yeah, I like Mark Henry. You're just not impressed by him. And to be honest, I'm not impressed by him. He's just dependable.
Do you remember that ECW show they used to have on?
Yeah, no, I vaguely remember.
Yeah, there was somewhere going with that where they ended. There was like a cage match, and Mark Henry was like on top of the cage, like beating his chest like King Kong.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
That was the most entertaining thing he's ever done.
I don't remember that at all.
It took him an hour and 45 minutes to climb the cage.
How much of the whole Michael Hayes racism do you think plays into Mark Henry still being with the company? Or is that just a little too paranoid to... I personally don't think it has that much to do with it, but I mean, who knows?
I don't know. I've heard weird stories about Michael Hayes, though. And by heard, I mean, like, I read the Hardy Boys book, and they talk about him being paranoid and stuff.
Michael Hayes is paranoid?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I guess when the Hardy Boys were...
Wait, you read the Hardy Boys book?
Yeah. I like mysteries. Get it?
That's a good joke.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like that.
I didn't know how you were going to respond.
I liked it.
You took you a second.
I approve.
Thank you.
I liked it. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway.
But no, like, I read random wrestling biographies. And
clearly.
I don't know where I got that. I think I might have took
Is there an example of how Michael Hayes is paranoid? Or?
Well, just like when he was managing the Hardy Boys before they joined the Brood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they came into the show one day, and, like, they were set up to turn on Michael Hayes to join the Brood. And he was like, oh, this can't happen. This can't happen. Like, we need to stand up for ourselves. And the Hardy Boys were like, well, fuck you. Like, we just want to move on. Like, we don't need you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He basically just wanted to still be on TV.
Right.
So, like, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd really consider that paranoia, but I can see why he would think that. Like,
no! Go to dictionary.com and research this. I want to be right. No. I'm probably not right. I'm an art student, not a grammar
that's
major.
Me just being nitpicky, but
yeah,
I understand what you mean.
I'm an art student.
Michael Hayes is not the... See, I just got him on my mind. Michael Hayes is not the... not a great guy, is basically what we're trying to get down to.
I like him.
He's kind of a shady character.
I like him.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about him.
He never called me a nignog.
Nignog?
It's a lot better than the alternative word that I was going to use.
Yeah. Nignog. We're going to add that to our glossary.
Yep.
But right next to Saddle Up is Nignog.
Yep. It's like the black version of eggnog.
The hell would that taste like?
Chicken grease.
There's no way this is not going to turn out racist.
I just said chicken grease, so obviously it's
no
racist.
Way. This is going to get worse. Anyway, yeah. I'm going to leave that as it is.
Oh, thanks. You say something racist, we edit the podcast. I say chicken grease.
We've never edited this podcast because I was racist. That never happened. You're lying.
No. Because you were such a workhorse that you went back and edited it. Mark Henry style.
Oh, come on. I'm phenomenal.
Well, all right. Anyway.
There's no way I'm a workhorse. Anyway. This is horrible.
I don't know what we were talking about at all.
Well, we eventually moved on to the
211. 22111.
Yeah, whatever. So we'll get back to that. Man.
People say it's Sting.
People are dumb. People are really dumb. It's not Sting.
Well, didn't they?
It was never supposed to be Sting. It might be Sting now, just because people are like, "Oh, I guess we might as well try and change things up." But then this is WWE, so.
But to be fair, didn't the video? I think I just watched it on YouTube. I'm not sure, but I
mean, it is vague, but at the same, it's vague, just like every Undertaker promo is vague.
Thank you for stepping in as I coughed my brains out.
You're welcome. I'm professional.
Yeah, you're a good guy. Not like that Michael Hayes character.
He's shady.
Yeah.
Paranoid, some would say.
And smells like chicken grease. No, I mean, like, the video showed a guy walking in a trench coat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fucking Undertaker. It could be Sting, or it could be a guy that's gonna shoot up Columbine.
Really? A Columbine reference? Fucking 15 years after the fact?
I'm going all out.
Oh, let's throw in some fucking Timothy McVeigh references and some fucking Lorena Bobbitt jokes.
And a joke about AIDS.
AIDS is still kind of topical. I don't know. Why don't we talk about the validity of an AIDS joke? Anyway, yes, it was vague, but it was Undertaker vague. It's like, this is fucking
No, it wasn't
Undertaker.
really. It wasn't really Undertaker vague. They didn't use like the TV static, where it's like random stuff. Like that's usually Undertaker's.
No, not always. Because RNN used that. GTV used that. Remember GTV?
I do remember.
I like GTV. What a great angle. It just never played out. It was supposed to be Gold Dust. It was supposed to be GDTV. It was for like the first 2 weeks.
Goddamn TV.
Goddamn TV.
Anyway.
Why'd we both go to that voice? Anyway. Yeah, no, it's Undertaker. It's always been Undertaker. If it's going to change, it's changing now because everyone's like, oh, it's just Undertaker.
You gotta admit that graphic I showed you that we're gonna put up on itswrestletime.blogspot.com.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know how to whore stuff out because I work for KocoSports.com, KoCoSports.com, where the world comes to kick ass. I'm contractually, I have to say that.
Yeah, well, that's our tagline. We're contractually fuck it. Go to our website and you'll find out. It's wrestletime.blogspot.com. Look up there. It's up there. I can't say it, so.
Yeah.
I can type it, but I can't say it. So yeah, you said there was a fan-made image of a promo?
Yeah.
Sting and Undertaker promo.
Yeah, Sting holding up a playing card.
But
I think they
which in and of itself it's actually...
That's
it's
probably
a Dark Knight.
TNA lit. You son of a bitches.
No, it's
the internet tricked me.
It's the Dark Knight.
I understand.
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about then.
Because the internet's lying to me, Nick. And I don't like it.
All right, neat. But that's a send-up of the Dark Knight poster.
Yeah, no, I know.
So yeah, I don't...
Wait, so you don't think that's really a WWE graphic?
No, I know it's not a WWE graphic.
Shut your dirty mouth.
I didn't say that it was a WWE graphic.
Did.
You're saying that it's like,
no,
that's a really neat thing. I'm just pointing out that this is a send-up to the Dark Knight poster. So graphics aside, would you want Sting to be... Like, would you want to see Sting versus Undertaker?
I don't ever want to see Undertaker.
I should have known that was coming.
Yeah, no, but... it wouldn't be horrible. Honestly, like... No, here's the thing. Because, like... You know, WWE's, you go into that youth movement, you know, and, you know, this is the first WrestleMania featuring, like, Miz and Alberto Del Rio, and it doesn't have...
Do you honestly think Miz is going to go to WrestleMania?
Yeah. Yeah.
As the champion?
I think so.
I hope so. I don't think so. I hope so.
I think so. But,
anyway.
It just... Nothing has a big fight WrestleMania feel to it yet. And there was discussion, though, there was talk of, like, Wade Barrett versus Undertaker. And that doesn't have a
What happened to the Undertaker versus Lesnar?
That was never real. He's under contract with UFC. Dana White is not going to let Lesnar come back and do a match at WrestleMania.
Even for a promotional thing?
No.
You don't think it would happen?
No.
I mean, I think it's stupid, and I never really thought, like, oh, this is totally going to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll happen.
From what I have heard, that was actually WWE's plan.
But yeah, well, that's what they wanted.
What I was asking.
I think they wanted that, but Dana White is too smart for that.
Hopefully.
Because if you think about it, it does nothing but make UFC look bad.
Right.
Brock Lesnar's not going to beat the Undertaker. Vince McMahon, one, is not going to let Undertaker's streak die. I don't think. I think he's going to retire undefeated at WrestleMania. Or he's going to use it, or if they're smart, they'll use it to elevate somebody. But they're not going to elevate Brock Lesnar.
Right.
He's not under contract with them. Why? You know, why?
Right.
What would be the point?
No, I agree. I agree it was a bad idea.
And Undertaker beating Brock Lesnar, that's a pro wrestler, which is a staged sporting event,
right,
beating a legit former UFC heavyweight champion.
Right.
A legit fighter, you know what I'm saying? So I mean it's there's no
they had bad idea.
Nothing good comes out of that. But
like
the discussion,
red flag on fire, it was bad.
Discussion on the internet and the rumor boards and the dirt sheets and KocoSports.com, KoCoSports.com, where the world comes to kick ass, was that it was set to be Undertaker versus Wade Barrett. Now, Wade Barrett is a star in the making. We all know that. It's quite apparent that he is, one of the futures of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think having him go into a program with The Undertaker at WrestleMania is good for his character at this point.
No. But to be fair, what they're planning for him, at what they're seemingly planning for him at WrestleMania with the Nexus versus Core, I don't think that's good either.
It's not good, but it's not horrible.
No, it's certainly better than Undertaker. It certainly doesn't make him look like complete shit.
Right.
He still has somewhat of a chance, and even if it is just an 8-man tag,
right,
at WrestleMania, it's still
showcasing him on WrestleMania,
right,
where he might have a chance of going over.
Right.
And showing his leadership skills and that his group is, but the thing is, like, Sting versus Undertaker, it's our first time ever. It's Sting's first time in WWE. They're very, I would say, similar characters. Not the whole, demonic and, but the whole darkness of the character. The Crow Sting. And it depends on how WWE would use him, though. If they would use him in that Crow Sting mentality,
of course.
Then it's very similar. The character is similar.
I disagree. I would say it's similar for your average walking down the street looking at a WrestleMania poster kind of person.
Okay.
It's similar in the eyes of the demographic now, that it's similar in the kids. In reality, I mean, the whole Crow Sting didn't last for that long, and it never got to even a fraction of what that version of Undertaker ever really was.
Yeah, but at the time when Sting was doing the whole Crow gimmick, they were killing WWE in ratings. So the character was over.
But it wasn't because of him, though. And it wasn't really a major show. I personally don't think it was a major showcase of WCW. I mean, I think it was just a coincidence. What the WCW that everybody knew at that time was Goldberg and Wolfpack, not so much the Sting thing. I mean, if you
whole storyline was
if you think of somebody being like a dark wrestler, no one's really going to think Sting. They're immediately going to think Undertaker.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm saying, like, look-wise and, like, the psychological warfare-wise, I think Sting and Undertaker could be similar in the program.
They could, in that program, yeah. In the past, I don't think they were, but in that program, if you write it that way, sure.
Right. So what I'm saying is, and like I said, it's a major. I say it's a major jump. Not Sting from TNA to WWE, but it being Sting's
just
first
Sting in
time.
General.
It's being Sting's first time outside of WCW being showcased.
Right.
Because I don't think anybody really cares about TNA at this point. I mean, there's TNA fans. Yes, there's TNA diehards. But I think they're TNA diehards because of how bad WWE is. They don't want to support WWE because supporting WWE is not the cool thing to do. So they jump on the TNA bandwagon.
I would agree with that.
But I think Undertaker versus Sting could be a big fight feel. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you look at his past couple of matches on WrestleMania, it was like the Shawn Michaels retirement match.
Right.
And then it was the first time, the Shawn Michaels match beforehand, which was fucking off the charts. His last couple of matches have been really big matches.
Right.
I don't think Wade Barrett...
It's no more Undertaker versus Big Boss Man.
Right,
I mean, they're honestly, they seem to have meaning now.
Right, like it wasn't like, it's not Undertaker versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka, which I think it was his first WrestleMania match.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Undertaker versus Wade Barrett is a big fight feel to it yet.
Not at all. No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
I don't think Barrett
does
is
nothing
out that
but
level.
hurt Barrett.
Right, and I don't think Barrett's at the level to have a big fight feel yet.
Right.
So, and like I said, I think, don't get me wrong, personally, I feel like I'll enjoy WrestleMania this year because I like the new guys. I like Alberto Del Rio, and I like The Miz, and but I think for buy rates and a draw, I think they need a big fight feel, and I think Undertaker versus Sting could be the big fight feel.
Right. I agree that it would be, for WrestleMania, it's a good idea. I never wanted to see The Rock versus Hogan, ever. Couldn't give a shit less. But I understood why it was at WrestleMania. I mean, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar everyone knew it was going to be horrible.
Right.
Even just the idea of it, it's fucking horrible. I mean, you get two guys that are just greener than just the greenest you can possibly be.
Yeah, but I don't blame that on Brock Lesnar because he had really good matches with really strange people. So that was Goldberg's. I feel that was Goldberg's fault.
No, I think it was equal. As far as the talent-wise, it was Goldberg's fault. But neither of them wanted to be there. You could just tell neither of them wanted to be there. It was just bad. I mean, it was just train wreck all around. Yeah. Horrible. There's nothing that could be said about it. Everybody said everything they could possibly say about the match. There's no reason to even bring it up.
The fans knew it was their last.
It's just bad.
Appearance.
Horrible experience. I don't even know why it happened. But I can understand why an Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania. That does, you're right. It does have a WrestleMania feel.
I'm watching the pay-per-view
for it.
I'm watching the pay-per-view anyway, obviously. Right. But we all know. Download, episode 1. I fucking hate the Undertaker. I want to see it.
I won't care. The only reason that I will watch it is so I can make fun of it.
I just want to see it just for the hell of it. There's not many first times anymore. There's not many stuff that you're like, oh, I haven't seen this 1,000 times already. So I think just for that value, I think I'd want to watch it.
I would say that it's the same old shit though. It's the same old ploy. I mean, when I see that, all I see is what WrestleMania was that where it had Rock and Hogan and they had all all 3 of the matches were like that. I can't remember what other matches were.
Was it 17?
Was it 17?
Oh, I believe it might.
18. It was 18. Because 17 I liked. 17 had Kane, Raven, and Big Show in a hardcore match. I loved that match. It was so much fun, and it was supposed to be a lot better than it was.
18,
a lot bigger than it was supposed to be.
18.
It was 18. Anyway, all those matches were horrible. I don't remember. It was Rock and Hogan. Was it Lesnar and Goldberg, or was it?
I don't think Rock and Hogan was bad.
I thought it was bad. I didn't care.
Yeah, but just because you don't care doesn't make it bad, Nick.
No, it's not even. It was still bad. I still thought it was bad.
The fucking crowd erupted for everything.
It doesn't matter if the crowd is hot for it. In my personal opinion, the match sucked ass.
Again, but that doesn't make it bad.
In my opinion, it does.
And I hate that mentality. I hate the mentality it was a bad match. Did the crowd like it? Well, then they got what they wanted.
That's great for the crowd. I think Twilight's a big sack of shit, but a lot of people think that I'm wrong, and it's making a shitload of money.
Exactly.
But in my eyes, it doesn't change the fact that Twilight is goddamn awful.
I agree. No, I understand that, but, do you really expect a 5-star match from Hogan?
No, not at all. That's why I wouldn't even want to book Hogan.
I mean, you got what you got. Oh, I would book Hogan in a heartbeat just because fucking everything he does draws money, so.
Financially, I mean, yeah, if I'm wanting to make money, I would do it, but... I mean,
But that's what WWE is, the business.
I understand that. I get that. I'm not saying... I've said that in... I don't know what episode it was. Just saying that I understand... I don't like Vince. I don't respect the man as a person, but I understand why he does the things that he does. He's smart in the things that he does. He makes mistakes, but for the most part, he's fucking making a lot more money than I am. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I can't say that he's worthless and that he's terrible, but in my opinion, if it were me, if it were up to what I would personally want to see, if I were going to book a show that I would want to watch, one, it wouldn't make any money, and the only person that would like it is me.
The main event would be Gangrel versus Road Dogg.
Honestly, it would not. Would that be an element of it? Yes. Would it be the main event? Not at all. But even still, I mean, if I'm making something for me, there's no reason to even make it. But we're not. I'm not fantasy booking right now.
Right.
I'm just saying, personally, I thought the match was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what we use the EWR for.
Right. And,
no, I agree.
And I know that doesn't work because the stuff that I want to book on EWR, the fucking program tells me I shouldn't even like it. Oh, the fans don't like this. The fans are dumb. I don't care. Anyway, I understand why it would be. I still think it would be horrible. I still think it would be a complete dog shit match. But I'm not paying money for it.
Another reason that I think it actually could be Sting coming in. I just read on the internet that they're in discussion with Lex Luger. They're in discussion about Lex Luger doing a WrestleMania appearance. They don't. Nobody knows what for yet. But it could be an induction. Why? To the Hall of Fame. It could be him inducting Sting into the Hall of Fame. They have a very big past. Right. They've always had a very big past. So I mean that could be a spoiler. That could be some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that something that WWE would want to do? Like to bring Luger? It could go either way because I mean that's kind of like showing like the horrors of wrestling and I mean, you're pretty much. It would be just like digging up Owens' corpse and like propping him on the stage. I mean, it's like this is what can be really bad about wrestling.
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I don't expect him to be like to prop up the freak train and throw up on the stage, but I could see how WWE would really want to distance themselves from that, especially now.
Yeah.
The only other way that they could possibly do it is if they do the whole Hallmark way of this is what could happen, this is what we don't want to happen ever again. We're raising awareness, blah 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 blah. That's the only way they could do it, but I don't know if that seems like a bad idea.
Like I said, it's the
really
internet.
Bad
I mean,
it's
the internet.
Yeah, who knows? But even
I mean, I could post on the internet that they just signed me to appear at WrestleMania, and so.
And another thing about it, I mean, I am not a WCW fan. I've never been a WCW fan. Never cared. Never. Everything about it always turned me off. Not just because I was so loyal, to WWE or anything. It was just never really. I thought it was horrible. I
WCW never had Gangrel and Mark Henry, so.
No, it's not even that.
I know.
It's
I just like that.
Because, I mean, there are elements of it that I liked. I mean, they didn't have Gangrel, but guess what? They had fucking Crowbar and Vampiro, and they had shit that I liked. But, there's so much of it just really fucking pissed me off. I mean, when you have goddamn RoboCop come off and fucking rip open the cage door so Sting can come in and save the day. Was it Sting?
Yeah.
Fucking,
what about Chucky?
It's RoboCop! Fucking dumb!
Chucky cutting promos on Rick Steiner.
God damn it. Fucking...
And then he shows up on stage and he's actually legit the size of a doll.
Well, yeah. He's supposed to be.
I understand that, but why the fuck would Rick Steiner be afraid of a doll?
I don't know.
He should be afraid of Wardell Walker.
You know what? Rick Steiner, I think he probably legitimately felt as though it was real. There are a few people that
You didn't catch the Wardell Walker joke. You don't even know the story.
No, I don't.
Wardell Walker beat the shit out of Rick Steiner in a locker room one time.
Oh, I think, I can't remember now.
Good old Wardell.
Anyway.
So a little more news.
Sorry, I shit on your joke.
No, that's fine. A little more news. WWE has signed Mystico from CMLL.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Mystico is?
I mean, I know who
he's
it
like
is,
one of the greatest luchadors ever right now. Like he's like
I've never seen him before. I mean, I've seen his mask on websites.
Yeah. Mystico is right now to what Mills Mascaras was to like Lucha Libre back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So he's like the top draw in Mexico, and he just signed. They were interested in him a couple of months ago, and they were interested in him like a year ago. Also, he wouldn't sign. But I guess now he sees the push that they're giving Alberto Del Rio, and he's like, well, maybe they'll do something. So it's kind of cool. We'll see how long he stays in.
I'm pessimistic about that.
Yeah, we'll see how long he stays in developmental. Funny story actually is that Alberto Del Rio almost quit before he got called up because he didn't want to stay in developmental so long. So
I don't understand why. I mean, yeah. I can understand how WWE wants to groom their, they want to groom their boys to be WWE loyal and show them how this is how we do it.
This
kid.
is how, you got to show them how to work for TV.
There are some guys that you just don't need to do that for.
I agree, but
and I can understand why you would do at least for a few months. Come in. I mean, when you look at AAA, holy God, there's no rhyme or reason. Or there's nothing. I have no idea what the fuck I'm watching.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally transvestites on fire. Like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Now, here's the other thing. Are they going to let Mystico keep his mask? Because
if they're smart, they will.
Del Rio had a mask. He was Dos Caras Jr.
Right. Well, he took the mask off before he came to WWE.
Right, and he's also I believe I read that he's Mills Mascaras' nephew.
Rio's is?
Yeah.
Or Rio?
Yeah, so he was kind of like,
my
uncle's a legend, and I'm a legend in Mexico. Why am I still in developmental?
Right.
And they kind of they appeased him. They're like, all right, well, you can go and work dark matches, and you can go on the road for the dark matches. And that's how he actually showcased him when they were like, oh, shit, this guy is ready.
Right.
His matches with Christian, I think it was, the dark matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, they signed Mystico, so we'll see
Does
how that
Mystico still have his mask?
Yes. So we'll see how that all plays.
I really hope they keep his mask.
Yeah, we'll see how that
Because I can understand
out.
why Rio wouldn't do it because, you take your mask off, you're not supposed to put it back on. Kind of thing.
Right.
Hopefully Mystico still keeps. I mean, Honestly, I mean, it's just an element of wrestling that I'd like to see come back. I'd like to see more master wrestlers.
I agree.
It makes sense from a marketing standpoint. It makes sense for. I mean, it adds theatrics to it.
Oh
I mean,
God, the marketing standpoint alone. Look at Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, look, fucking just Jeff Hardy had masks when he was just doing his face paint bullshit. I mean, they sold little face masks for Jeff Hardy.
Did they?
Yeah, god damn, yeah.
I don't remember that.
It was dumb. I hate Jeff Hardy. Like that's really like, oh, yeah, shocking. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a marketing standpoint, just for an element of wrestling, it's just when people think wrestling, they're either thinking, big huge guy in Mexican wrestling mask, or like John Cena, Hulk Hogan, stuff like that. I mean, that's just an element of wrestling. Every pastiche of wrestling that you could possibly see be a video game, or like you're watching fucking. I work at a daycare, so I apologize for this reference. You're watching iCarly, and one of them goes to like a wrestling match at their gymnasium or something.
And there's always a mask.
There's always a big, huge, hairy guy that looks like Hulk Hogan. There's always a guy in a mask.
Guy. Yeah.
So I mean, and the fact that WWE has one in Rey Mysterio, and I mean, we've joked about this in the past. It's me in a mask. It's this little short fat guy in a mask. Right. It's fucking stupid. This is not what Mexican wrestling is supposed to look like. Just for that alone, I think WWE should have that. It's honestly, it's not really a comment on all the integrity of wrestling or blah blah blah. I mean, honestly, I think it looks cool. We should do it.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not that's a good reason to want something, I don't know. That's good enough for me, but even still.
Merchandise alone.
Yeah, I mean, merchandise. I mean, even if the guy's the drizzling shits, he's still. I mean, you can sell. The fact that in the Attitude Era, they sold Road Dogg T-shirts and fucking like they sold Kai and Tai T-shirts and shit. I mean, the stupidest shit can get over, and if you can make money off of it, fucking do it.
Agreed.
So
I mean, that's what the business. It's a business.
Yeah, and I think WWE is really kind of. I think that's why it's not as fun. Because you don't have, I mean, the fact that you don't have that anymore. You don't have guys that are, that can go out there and make some extra money by, throwing everyone had a catchphrase, everyone had shit to do. Some people say that's bad for the business. Some people said that it was bad for storylines. I loved it. I thought it was fun. Every single time I went to a WWF event or I would watch Raw, it felt like I was going to a carnival. It felt like I was going to a circus.
Right.
And I loved it. It was an experience. Every time I went, every time I watched it, it was always an experience to see all the new shit that was going on. It was great. I fucking loved it. And now there's so... I don't know. In a way,
it's like going to that same carnival over and over.
It's soulless now, which is funny because everything that I love that I thought was soul was really just trying to make a buck, which is all a carnival is. It's all a circus is.
You worked at carnivals.
Yes, I did. I'm a former carny, which is funny that I would get that mentality from it, considering professional wrestling grew out of
carnivals. Yeah. I mean, people like to tout, I don't think tout is the right word, but I don't even think that is a real word.
I got thesaurus.com.
Yeah, I don't think that even is a real word, but they like to,
tout is a word.
Yeah, but they like, wrestling is to draw money away from the marks. But I don't think WWE is really like...
They're not doing a very good job of that.
No, because it's the same merchandise for everybody. You don't see variety.
How many fucking sets of shirts does John Cena have?
Oh, God, yeah.
And how many of the same shirt does Triple H release every year?
Yep.
I mean, it just...
And I'm on shop.com right now, and it's like... And now, like, one of the highlighted merchandises is Stone Cold Steve Austin's What t-shirt. That's top seller. It's a top seller shirt.
Jesus.
It's The Miz, the Hi, I'm Awesome, the Hello, I'm Awesome shirt.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's What retro t-shirt, WrestleMania t-shirt, and John Cena's C Nation t-shirt are the top 4 sellers.
Jesus.
Followed up by CM Punk's Aftershock, the CM Punk Uprising Nexus shirt, and then Nexus.
I actually like that shirt.
Randy Orton. But like their merchandise is so expensive.
It's really expensive, and honestly, it's like the Daniel Bryan shirt's fucking stupid.
Punk's Aftershock shirt is $35.
$35?
$34.99.
Jesus Christ!
And then next to it says 13% off. Like that's a big deal. But yeah,
$35. God damn, that's ridiculous.
I like the Shop Zone though. Like sometimes you can find alright stuff.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I always look in the great deal shirts and the clearance spots because that's where all my favorite wrestlers are.
Yeah.
I've got that Hurricane cape from there. for like $7.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesus Christ, $35 for a CM Punk T-shirt. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know how much I paid for my Gangrel shirt? I paid $5. I went on eBay and I found a Gangrel shirt for $5.
Is that your Cool Brood shirt?
Yeah, that Brood shirt.
I like that Brood shirt.
It is a good shirt. I've been wanting that shirt since I was like 10. I fucking love that shirt.
So when we used to do the shows at the Jewish Community Center, Jeff the Jew had merchandise.
Yeah.
And he always had a Too Cool shirt. I always wanted it, but like I couldn't bring myself to buying it.
Yeah.
I really wish I did though.
Anyway, let's move on to because we do have a lot of stuff we have to talk about.
Okay.
We mentioned Rio winning the Royal Rumble. We briefly mentioned seeing the Royal Rumble.
I don't think we actually mentioned it.
I think it might have got fucked up in that little time because there was like 10 minutes where everything
Rumble
fucked up.
sucked a bag of dicks.
Rumble was horrible. God, was Rumble bad. Which, to be honest, we don't even really have to talk that much about it because I'm pretty sure everybody agrees. I'm sure everybody said it. You've seen, I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably saw it. It was bad. It was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was the fault of it being a 40-man Rumble. I think it was the fault of, first of all, that stupid Nexus Core bullshit at the very beginning where they all jumped in.
Yeah.
That was retarded. There's no fucking reason for that. They could have done that in the Rumble by bringing those guys out.
I think the best part of Royal Rumble was me flipping shit when David Otunga came out. People didn't know how to react. People were looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Honestly, I think that was my favorite, was trolling the people there. Honestly, was the most fun.
I jumped up on our booth bench and was fist pumping for David Otunga, screaming at the top of my lungs. I also screamed really loud for Zack Ryder when he got eliminated.
Yeah.
And they all cheered when he got eliminated, you fucking assholes. Fuck you, Newport Richie.
Oh my god, when Rio won, I marked out. Just to piss everybody off around us.
Yeah, but the Santino ending was kind of funny.
I was surprised they did that. I was surprised they did that. I thought they were just going to ignore Santino, and it kind of... I'm shocked that WWE would do that.
Yeah.
Either it's a testament that they realized that Royal Rumble was fucking horrible.
Jude McKenzie was so upset about Santino losing, though.
He was a little upset by that. How would you have felt? If Santino won the Rumble, how honestly would you have felt?
Pure, unadulterated joy.
Really? You wouldn't be mad at all?
No.
Because I know you don't. Because I know you don't really have a very high opinion. I know you think he's entertaining, but you don't have a high opinion as a wrestler.
As a wrestler, I think he's horrible. Like he's not. He's just not a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And even like I've referenced this like 4 or 5 times, and I really wish people would buy it. The shoot interview, the London and Kendrick shoot interview.
Mm-hmm.
Even there, like he's fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of those guys where like he fucks something up so bad, and in the back he's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, guys," and like you just want to fucking hug him.
Yeah.
Like they said, he fucks everything up, but they would wrestle him every night if they could. So like.
I need to watch that whole interview.
Yeah,
I know every time you mention it, I always say the same thing.
Same thing.
I need to watch. I really need to watch the whole thing.
But yeah, like it's just like I think. Because it'd be different.
It'd be different.
You wouldn't, because you know he's not going to Mania to be in the main event.
No.
So it would be something different, and it would make them fucking have to be creative.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are we getting this off Santino?
Mm-hmm.
But with our luck, it would just be like, you know, Randy Orton comes out and RKOs him and wins his #1 contender spot. Like, it would be fucking something really dumb.
Right. But at the same time, that would be a part of every Royal Rumble video ever. You know, the guy that came out for 1 second, the next year comes out and wins the Rumble.
Wins the Rumble.
Right. That would have been awesome. I mean, I would have loved it. It would have been... But at the same time, the thing that they're doing with Jerry Lawler... Because we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, I'm
the thing that they're doing with Jerry Lawler, and they're doing the whole Miz thing...
We're jumping all over the place, but we're the Seinfeld of wrestling podcast.
Yeah, we're allowed. With Lawler and Miz doing their little thing at Elimination Chamber... that they announced on Raw. Anyway, I'm a fan of it. I mean, the fact that Jerry's never really worked a big, WrestleMania match. I mean, I don't think it's going to end with that.
His road to WrestleMania has always been under
construction. That's a terrible line. It really is a terrible fucking line. They could have given him something better. But anyway, I am a fan of it. I personally think if you give Lawler a pay-per-view spot, I don't think it's going to be a main event spot, but if you give Jerry Lawler...
The main event's Rio versus Edge.
Elimination Chamber?
Oh, no, I'm talking about Mania.
Not Mania, no. I mean at Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that championship match is going to be the main event.
No?
But if you give him a spot on a pay-per-view, he's going to go balls out. At least I hope he would.
Yeah, but what is balls out for Jerry the King Lawler?
Who knows? I mean, he doesn't have that much left in him.
Rope fist drop instead of middle rope fist drop?
Who knows? I mean, the guy could pull anything out at this point.
If he did a shooting star press, I would shit my
He's
pants.
He's got nothing to lose, really.
That's true.
So, I mean, he could do what the fuck ever he wanted, especially if it means giving someone in the back a chance to legitimately go, hey, maybe we could give Lawler a run for just a little while. You know, just to give the guy just a last hurrah. I mean, like, they're doing some spring cleaning at WWE. Kane won the belt, so he's due to leave at any point.
Yeah, he's allowed to leave now.
He can let himself leave. At least I would think so, anyway.
Right.
I mean, he's won the belt. I mean, he's got to, like, I've put in my 20 years with this company. You know, I can leave now. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
So maybe they're doing the same thing with Lawler. I would be happy with it. As much as I fucking hate the guy on commentary, I honestly still want to see him get his spot. I want to see him shine just because he's been with the company. Look, is he a dickbag? Yeah, he's a big dickbag. There's been multiple instances in the past where the guy's really been a scum-sucking piece of shit. But he's been in the company for a long-ass time. At least give him a spot. I mean, at least I'd love to see him get the belt. I would have rather it have happened a long-ass time ago where it made a little bit more fucking sense.
Right.
But, hey, whatever. He can give him the belt. I honestly, I would like for it to happen. I don't know. Because it would fucking royal. It would be a terrible WrestleMania. It really would. If Lawler was the champion.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a bad WrestleMania. But at the same time, it would be a good. I don't know. It would be nice to see the guy have a spot and have his time in the spotlight. But I don't know. That's a lot to gamble with. That's a big present. That's a
WCW move.
Yeah, I can see that. It'd be nice, but realistically, and I don't even think Jerry would even think that. Now,
even Jerry can always be like, "This is a bad idea,
this is
guys.
Dumb.
Why are we doing this?"
Now, I would like to see Miz versus Lawler at Elimination Chamber.
Well, isn't Jerry the King Lawler's in the Elimination Chamber?
No.
Are you sure?
It's Miz versus Lawler in a title match. I'm pretty sure this is the way that it works. Miz versus Lawler in a title match, and then the remaining 6 from that Rumble, from the mini Rumble they did, they're in the Elimination Chamber. And then whoever wins the Chamber is the number 1 contender for the title.
I'm going to look up the results and see if they explain it.
That's the way that I heard it. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying. But anyway, I would like to see Miz versus Lawler. Lawler doesn't win the belt. Somehow if Miz doesn't go to Rumble with the championship, which I personally would like to see.
Mania.
Mania, sorry. I would like to see Miz go to Mania with the belt. Mm-hmm. I'd personally like to see that. But if he doesn't, it would be perfect to have Miz versus Lawler WrestleMania to give Lawler his match, and it doesn't entirely shit on Miz. Right. At least it has the opportunity that it could. But I would like to see Lawler versus Miz. And I mean a real honest Lawler versus Miz. I don't mean Miz and Riley versus Lawler and like fucking Evan Bourne or some stupid shit like that.
You were right.
That's how it is?
Yeah, the person who won the Rumble got the match with the champion.
Because I was kind of drugged out when I was listening I was watching it.
That's fine. You fucking cokehead.
No, I had a fucking ear infection. I was drugged out on fucking Advil. But it was like 4 in the morning because I couldn't sleep.
He's hardcore.
Yeah.
He's hardcore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fucking CM Punk's gonna be so mad at me.
You know who I like? Husky Harris. I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't know how I feel about him yet.
I like his whole Sherman tank with a Ferrari engine thing.
Is there anything else to say about the Rumble?
It was awful.
Yeah, it was really bad. Would you still want to see a 40-man Rumble next year? Do you think that was the reason it was bad?
Give the 10 guys that have their shot at the fucking Mania main event in a Rumble and just shut the fuck up. 10-man Rumble.
No, that's dumb. I would like to see
entrance every 30 minutes.
I don't think that.
I don't think it mattered. The 40 man.
That wasn't the reason it was bad.
30 men, 40 men. That was going to be bad either way. Like, and I was just
the Nexus and Core thing is just, it's stupid. It really, honestly, is stupid. I don't like it at all.
I was just happy that I was right that the Divas title match was going to be the semi-main.
That made no fucking sense. God damn, that made no sense. And the curtain jerker was
Edge
Ziggler versus Edge.
Yeah, Edge versus Edge. Yeah, Edge versus Ziggler.
Edge versus Edge.
I said Edge versus
Or as
Edge.
the guy next to us, Billy Gunn versus Edge. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad we moved away from that guy. I don't know. That was really... We need to find a better place to go and watch pay-per-views. If anything... I mean, because I know we're going to have fans like that everywhere, but fuck me, that service was terrible. We were the last table in the building. The last ones to be cashed out.
Yeah, we should have just left.
Honestly, and as much as I'm against it, we should have. We really.
Oh, why are you agreeing now?
Why? Am I the reason that we didn't leave?
Yeah.
You're full of shit. You didn't say anything about it.
I would have left.
You did not say
but
that at all.
I know you're not as morally fucking...
I really, honestly, I would feel horrible about it, but...
But would you have really? The service we got? She gave me a chewed up styrofoam cup as a refill.
God, it was bad. This isn't restaurant time.
I don't care, but anytime she walked by, like, she's like, "Are you guys doing all right?" And she would walk away. She wouldn't even
say anything to us. She just fucking walked next to us.
Talk to you later.
Fucking horrible. God, that place was bad.
All right, so I'm looking on UGO.com.
Okay.
And they have...
still around?
Yeah. They have professional wrestling's dopiest finishing moves. I'd like to go through this list and see if we agree.
We really got to go through other stuff first.
Fine!
Keep it up, and we'll talk about it. But we really got to get.
I can keep it up.
Shut up.
Let's ask your mom.
Sorry,
Mom.
My mother's a saint.
Sorry, Mom.
All right, so we're gonna push the nostalgia thing again because we're not gonna waste more time talking.
Real quick.
What?
I don't think Pro Wrestling Guerrilla gets the hype that they deserve. Like, everybody's like, oh, ROH and Chikara now. Chikara's a big thing now, I guess, on the internet. Yeah, they're getting there. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, I don't feel like they get...
No, that's what I'm saying, really, too. You don't think that PWG gets...
I don't think so.
I see a lot of PWG talk.
Really?
Granted, and this is going to sound really stupid, my internet is vastly different from your internet.
I guess.
So, I mean, the things that I look at, the places that I go, man, this is going to sound creepy. The places that I usually frequent when I'm on the internet is vastly different from yours in that, I mean, look, I go on Something Awful, and, I look at vastly different websites than you do.
And I go on KocoSports.com, KOCOSports.com, where the world comes to kick ass.
Okay. You go to a vastly different area of the internet than I do.
You go to the Roppongi of the internet. People don't know what that is, but...
The what?
Roppongi. It's like
no, not like that. No, I mean, I'm not like going to like the shady parts of the internet. Not now, anyway.
The dark corners.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually much more of a pushing your glasses, to your your nose. This really internet snarky, fucking just like, I mean, go to somethingawful.com. You know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
The only reason I'm mentioning this,
they talk a lot about PWG.
The only reason I'm mentioning this is because highspots.com is running a sale. You can get 3 PWG DVDs for $20.11. That's all I was saying.
That's not bad.
I don't think so at all, and I think it's worth it.
If I paid for wrestling DVDs, I'd probably do that.
Same here. So I think it's funny that I'm shilling the fact that people should buy DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
But this all comes tied in because I feel like if people supported indie wrestling more, wrestling would be better.
I don't know. It would just make indie promoters, and it would make indie wrestlers more money. I don't think it'd really.
All I'm saying is support indie wrestling.
You should. I agree. You should support it. Support good indie wrestling. I mean, don't go to fucking.
Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it.
Yeah. No. No, I'm not gonna name you. Aside from Stamp Lickage and fucking Les Thatcher, I mean, like, support good indie wrestling. I mean, if you're going somewhere and it's this fucking like. Fucking, I don't even know, like, this VWA hall, or VW, whatever. VFW, sorry. I did it, didn't I?
Yes.
VFW hall, and you've got just burnout, fucked up, you can hear the knees popping as they get in the ring. If the trainer and the owner of the wrestling federation
is the main event
for the
belt
and holds 3 belts.
Okay. Don't
support them. Go somewhere else. Find the guys you like from that federation and go to a different show
Talk
that they're
to them
on.
and ask.
Talk to them, ask them where they are. Go to a different show that they're on. Man, this is hard to trudge through this minefield. Who the fuck do I care? I'm not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. Nobody likes me anyway.
No, don't do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. But even still, that's difficult.
Yeah.
Support good indie wrestling. That's the thing. Find out who you like. Research who you like. I mean, everybody's got a YouTube page. Everybody's got. Hell, some people still have MySpace page.
Yeah.
Your Facebook. Go look for the wrestlers you like. Find where they're gonna be. And I mean, good wrestlers usually flock to good companies, or rather, good companies usually will have good wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you'll have good wrestlers, and we know this from people that we know, people that that we've in business or whatever.
Been in the indie business for 8 years, so yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's really easy for the good guys to get overshadowed by just horrible, stupid politic bullshit.
Yes.
Anyway, support good indie wrestling.
What time? What are we on?
We're at 55 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got really fast. There's a lot to cut out though too. Real quick, I wanted to jump into our brand new segment that we did last week. Where yet again we're pushing the first episode back. The fact or fiction. You don't have one. We each of us had a fact or fiction last week. We're just going to change it to only one person.
I'm going to blame school for this because I had to.
Fine.
Well, I had to pull myself out of academic probation. So.
Anyway, so I'm doing mine. We're doing mine this week,
which is ironic because I go to art school. I had to. Academic probation for art school. You colored out of the lines, you asshole. Anyway.
Man,
yeah.
As a friend to you, I'm not going to say anything. Anyway.
That's fine.
My fact or fiction, that's going to be our fact or fiction.
Okay.
Man, I ramble.
Yay, we're married. It's our fact
My fact or fiction is going to be a half-hour television show for Chikara would fit well on Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. Fact.
Okay.
Absolutely fact. Nickelodeon, even if you wanted to do Cartoon Network.
On principle alone, I'm not going to say Cartoon
Well,
Network.
yeah, you won't, but, I mean...
I would. I mean, I understand their new direction. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
G4? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Any of those, any kind of, like...
G4 makes sense just because Kaiju was on it.
Kaiju was on it, but any kind of, like, kid-oriented or even nerdy-oriented network... And there's other networks that would work too. The Verse Network, which is like a fight network. Mm-hmm. I think that would work fine. Maybe not. Maybe not.
All right.
I think Verse would actually be better for like ROH.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuse TV. Fuse is like a extreme sports style thing, and I think that it would work fine with them.
Is it now? It was Much Music.
I think they have like snowboarding and stuff like that on now. Like,
okay.
I think it's
because Fuse was Much Music USA.
I think it's like a combination of the two now.
Okay.
I would say Chikara would even work on like an ESPN too.
No.
I think so.
I disagree.
But anyway, yeah, no, Chikara, yes, on TV, do it.
I know. See, it's kind of a non-issue to even really bring it up because we're such Chikara fans. How would you do it? Would you do I'm going to go ahead and say fact as well. I think it would fit really well, but I think the way that I would do it is different from the way that you would do it.
Okay.
I think that you would want to take the tapes and use the storylines and show them, and just really quick show them go through the old stuff, what that's already happened.
No.
I'm saying redo it.
Reboot.
Take the storylines, redo them. So, I mean, for the old school fans, they're going to see the same stuff, new matches, but the same storylines. All the twists are going to, change a little bit of it. But
it doesn't even have to necessarily be they can just start over, start new storylines. Have a blow off show like their Mania, and from there, that's where the taping starts. After that show, the taping starts at the new storylines.
But there's a lot. See, Chikara, I mean, it's very much like a comic book, on purpose. There's a lot of stuff that you're supposed to remember. Like little, different allegiances and different history and stuff like that.
Highlight packages.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they don't mention in highlight packages.
Yeah, but you can.
Well, even with a highlight package, that's kind of I read a lot more comics than you do, so Ha ha ha. No, that's not how it.
Because you poop a lot more than I do.
Yeah. Oh God, do I do? I do. No.
Stop this podcast twice for you to poop.
You're right. It did happen. There's a difference between reading a comic book and having 2 or 3 years of constant. I mean, with me going back and knowing New Avengers all the way from the very beginning, I can pick up a New Avengers comic now and they'll mention something, and not have those little see this whatever. Just mention it, or just say, oh, this person walked in. I can remember a scene from New Avengers issue 2 where those two characters had some kind of run-in and understand the subtext to the situation.
Okay.
Chikara's the same way. WWE's not like that. Not really at all anymore. No. They used to be. They used to did a very good job of continuity and subtext and everything. Chikara's very much like that. Everything has a history to it. And that's one of the reasons I fucking love it. Unfortunately, it's 8 years? How long has the company been around?
This is season 10, starting
10. It's 10 years of wrestling that I've got to go back and watch because I nerd out over that shit. I fucking love that stuff.
We watched their first episode, first show.
To the point where both of us, we just decided, look, fuck it, we're just going to start at a major story. We started at BDK, and then we're going to move up. And then hopefully we'll pick up things as we go along. I think, personally, it would work better if they redid it, rebooted it, used the old storylines, and just quickly got to the point they're in now, and then they do new stuff.
Okay.
That's how I personally would do it. You would just stay as they are now. Would you use highlight? I mean, would you not even mention the fact that Chikara existed before this?
No, of course you would. Of course you would, because they have.
You wouldn't want to shit on their history.
No, because they have a 10-year catalog that they want to sell.
Right.
Which now over at smartmarkvideo.com, their DVDs are being sold for $15.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a catalog to sell. They have history to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you want to mention stuff.
Right.
But I don't think it's a good business move to just redo storylines. Like, you wouldn't want to redo the whole BDK storyline because it was a storyline that lasted a year.
Right.
You wouldn't want to alienate your old fans just to bring in new.
Yeah. I think for a kid, because I don't know, because they do it all the time with, how many times is every time they reboot, they do a new Batman cartoon, or they do a new Spider-Man cartoon, and they retell the same shit over and over again.
Right.
And you know what? I eat it up. I fucking watch every goddamn episode. I've seen every episode of the Batman. I've seen every episode of Batman Brave and the Bold, Spectacular I've watched all these fucking reboots, and it doesn't, to the point where I could tell you the fucking story my sleep.
But I think comic book characters are different than wrestling.
In Chikara, I don't think the lines are blurred that much, really, at all.
It's a staged outcome. You can't, you would have to rewrite the story. You would have to rewrite the story. If they redid the BDK storyline, you'd know what the fuck was happening.
They don't do that with fucking the cartoons. They don't do that with Batman or Spider-Man.
I just think because of the fact that wrestling is a staged outcome, you'd have to rewrite.
I don't understand how. I mean, I can understand why you would think it wouldn't be entertaining. I mean, for an old fan to see the same shit, yeah. I mean, a lot of people aren't like that.
You're saying like we should do the King of Trios for TV, and the BDK should fucking win the trios.
I'm not saying they should do it word for word. They can just condense it. Spend the first season to condense the 10 years of Chikara storylines.
I think Chikara's good enough where you could just start from scratch. Not start from scratch, but
right,
fresh stories, and I think it would still get over.
I still think there's just a little bit too much history built into it.
Yeah, but all it takes is for the host to go, "Hey, like what you see? Want to see what we use? What has happened in the past?
Right.
Go to smartmarkvideo.com and buy our best of 2005-2006 DVD." And go on from there. Buy our 2006, 2007 DVD. You could do that easily. Or
do those DVDs. I mean, I've never seen those DVDs.
Yeah,
do those DVDs go through all those storylines?
It goes through the storyline for the year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
I mean, if that would work, yeah, fine. But I mean,
you could you could also because Smart Mark Video has sales every once in a while, like 40% off or 25% off.
Right.
So that could be something too. Like, hey, head over to smartmarkvideo.com. Our friends over at smartmarkvideo.com are 25% off all your orders. Stock up on Chikara DVDs if you like what you see, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They do it all the time on the podcast, and I think I would keep the format of the podcast. I would make the matches a little bit longer, obviously.
Right. No,
because
I would agree.
They just highlight a small chunk of a match.
I agree.
You know, their podcast is only 10 minutes.
I
would keep the format of the podcast for
with
30
full
minutes.
Matches.
30 minutes.
Right. With full matches where available.
Which, sadly, Wiggly left the podcast.
Oh,
he's not doing the podcast anymore, yeah. So, but yeah, Chikara Offices on YouTube. Chikara Office on YouTube. You can watch their podcast. They do. They have 250 podcasts up.
And they're all very entertaining.
Yes.
Very well done.
Yes.
I'm immensely impressed with Chikara's story, with Chikara stuff. Yeah, I mean, personally, in my opinion, what I would like to see, again, is probably not the best business model, but the way that I would do it in the same way that, you know, since in my mind, Chikara is basically just a comic book come to life, I would do it in the same business model that a comic book does, in that you just redo the storylines. So, I mean, I knew you wouldn't agree with that. I knew you wouldn't agree with doing that. But personally, that's what I would like to see. I would like to see it just condensed, retold, so I can still get that.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Like, what about with guys like Frightmare, who are such a prominent part of the company now, but have only been around for a year? Are you going to make them re-debut?
I don't necessarily mean... I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, we're gonna come back and, you know, they're gonna use their old gear and literally, you know, refilm everything. They can still, because I mean, Frightmare is, yeah, Frightmare's an element of the he's an element of the company, he's an element of the storylines, but at the same time, I think he can be kind of in the background, and, you know.
Oh, you're gonna get a backlash from fans, though. Oh, you will get a backlash from current fans. How is he in the background? He's a Young Lions Cup champion right now.
No, I don't necessarily mean that. I'm saying, but at the same time, in the new Chikara, there wouldn't be a, you know, the title history of the Young Lions Cup champion.
Why wouldn't you keep lineage?
That's what I'm saying. When you say reboot, you just seem like, okay, well, you know, kind of add a little bit and move on a little bit. You do like that fake Hollywood kind of reboot. When I say reboot, I mean fucking reboot. Done, wipe it clean, go off, do something, you know, go off and redo it in a different format. That's my idea of reboot.
But Chikara has pretty much their shit together. Why would you want
I understand that. That's why I didn't say it's going to be a popular opinion. I'm saying personally, that's how I would do it. Wipe it clean, take it as source material, pull from as much as you possibly can. Just put it in, but just cut out all of the, you know, cut out the stuff that doesn't necessarily... I mean, when you're watching, like you're doing a best of 2007, a best of 2006, or whatever it may be, you cut out the stuff that just doesn't really matter as far as the storylines are concerned. They may be good matches, they may be entertaining, but you take from it whatever is for the storyline. I mean, when they redo, when they redo the... I don't know, the Death in the Family storyline for Robin. When they redo it in every different version, they don't do panel for panel what the comic was. They tweak it a little bit, they add something to it, they take something out. They can condense the death in the, you know, they can condense Robin getting, you know, blown up and beaten with a crowbar. They can condense that to 30 seconds, 10 seconds, or 40 minutes. I mean, it depends on how they wanted to do that. That's how I would do it personally, because I come from my mentality as far as entertainment is concerned. That's my background. That's my history. That's not what you come from. A wrestling, you come from more of, you know, this is the lineage of it. This is just, okay, well, this didn't, you just keep going.
Right.
In comic books, there's a lot of just keep going, but at the same time, there's also a whole, you know, the DC mentality. Fuck it. Boom. Time explodes. We're starting all over. So, I mean, and that's not a popular model. That's not a popular decision to make, but in my opinion, I think it would work for this. And I think in fitting with its background, in fitting with its comic book and superhero background, I think it would work well with Chikara. In my opinion. I don't think it's a controversial opinion. It's not really that controversial because a lot of people probably wouldn't give a shit, but even still. I would like to see it done that way. I'd like to see it done the same way you would think, but if I'm a little kid, I'm going to get bogged down by 10 years of wrestling. Getting into it, I'm going to get bogged down by it. That's why when I got back into comic books in 99, 2000, no, that's not right at all, 2003. When I got back into comic books in 2002, 2003, I was like, God, there's so much that's different, there's so much I don't know. It was at the perfect time. Marvel was rebooting. They was just like, okay, all this shit that happened doesn't matter that much. Here's where we are now. These people are dead. These people are pissed off because they're dead. Scene. I mean, just go with it. Here's how it's going. And then I moved on. Perfect jumping on point. If Chikara could do that while still mentioning that, awesome. They could do the whole Marvel New Avengers jumping on point or the DC 52 jumping on point. Great points where it's just like, here's this huge explosion. You can go back and read it if you want. Just be warned. It might be a little convoluted at times if you don't understand what's going on. There's still a lot to kind of slug through. It's good, and you'll enjoy it, but there's still a lot to slug through just by the sheer weight of what's going on.
But that's what I'm saying.
If they could do that, awesome. But personally, I think it'd be easier as a new fresh face, as a kid turning on Nickelodeon for the first time. When they redid Power Rangers was 5 years in Japan. They already had all this storyline. They already had what they're supposed to be doing. When they brought it to the U.S., they redid what they did in Japan for a kid market. I didn't give a shit about Japan stuff. I wouldn't want them to be like, hey, we've been around for 5 years. Check out our Japanese videos, overdubbed if you want. I wanted to see a complete fucking reboot. So as a kid standpoint, as a marketing standpoint, I think that my idea would work better. For a Chikara fan, it wouldn't work, but for a fresh face, it would work.
Right. Agree to disagree.
So while we are the Seinfeld of wrestling radio, we do have little nuggets of intelligence.
I am not a nugget.
Ha 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 ha.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, there's 2 whole things that I wanted to talk about. We got to push back again. And yet another feature that was supposed to be on the first one, we can't fucking do because there's not any time. All right, real quick, the 25 things.
25 things.
The dopiest wrestling things.
I closed it already.
Oh, you son of a bitch. We're going to forget.
Meh.
Was the worm on there?
Yep, number 2.
All right, number 2? What was number 1?
Hogan's leg drop.
I think the worm is so much stupider than the leg drop.
And Crossroads was number 5.
Crossroads?
Cody Rhodes, the Reno's finish. Roll the dice.
Why?
I don't know.
If done correctly, I think it was the roll the dice was good.
I didn't read it.
The overdrive was that. That list is. Bring it back up. That list is gonna annoy me.
No.
Bring that list up.
Episode 4.
Oh, god damn it. Fine.
Something to look forward to, though. Actually, real quick, happy birthday to Eric Cooper today. And by today, I mean, what's today? The 4th? 3rd. I'm a horrible friend. February 3rd.
And this isn't even going to go up for like 2 more days.
Well, that's why I'm saying February 3rd. Happy birthday to Eric Cooper. Eric Cooper would like to sit down with us and do a podcast with us and just shit on everybody. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
We have too much to talk about next week, though.
Well, we're not going to see Eric Cooper next week. So it doesn't matter. Whenever we see Cooper.
When are we going to see him?
I don't know.
This is not something we should really be talking about on the radio. We can just have this conversation after I close this.
I like this, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Happy birthday, Coop.
Yeah, happy birthday, Coop. I don't know you that well. We still need to go to Disney World. We realized the last time we hung out with him, we both realized that we both have passes, and I'd like to go to Disney with him. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Disney with you, but you don't have a pass.
Nope, and I'm afraid of mice.
He's not there that much.
Oh.
Fun fact, if Mickey Mouse is in like a different suit for like a meet and greet or any kind of parade or something, he is not in the rest of any other park. He's not in Animal Kingdom, Epcot, or at all at that same point in time.
That's cool.
So if Mickey is in a safari outfit in Animal Kingdom, you won't see him in Frontierland in a pirate outfit.
That's cool.
Mickey is only in one spot of the park at the same time. So that way you can't run from one end and go see him in the other part of the park.
I would never run.
No, God, no way. Well, at Disney, sometimes you might. You're like, oh, fuck, we gotta go to Space Mountain. You know,
so real quick before
the Fast Pass.
Real quick before we finish off.
Before this becomes into theme park time.
We'll, thank KocoSports.com for hosting us, KocoSports.com. You can go there and download our podcast whenever we decide to put it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's on their YouTube, over at KocoSports on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to mention our friends. I know you're not, whatever, but Beyond Wrestling. They do cool stuff. I enjoy them. They have a new website, lookmanofans.com.
Alright, that's funny.
Yeah. It kind of looks like lookmanofans.com, but it's lookmanofans.com. So you can go check them out and their interviews and their vlogs and their empty arena matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun little concept, a fun promotion.
I have friends that work there.
Yeah, so do I, obviously.
Yeah.
So, my buddy Drew, he's going to be helping us try to get some fans when we start Brawl. So we'll see what happens. LookMonToFans.com. Check them out.
Slugging through the minefield. Okay, anyway, yes, I also want to bring up, it's wrestletime.blogspot.com.
Fuck those guys.
That's our blog.
Oh.
It's yeah, not as prestigious as maybe the Beyond Wrestling website would be, but even still, it's wrestletime.blogspot.com.
Man, LookMonToFans should have been our domain.
Yeah, no shit. Anyway,
Made
you can also, while you're there, if you would like, open up your Outlook, send us an email. You can email us at askwrestletime@gmail.com. We still have not gotten any emails. I don't think we're ever going to get any emails.
I was
But
hoping you would
fuck
say
it.
open up your wallets
Open up your wallets and
and your hearts.
close it back again because you're wrestling fans, because you probably don't have any fucking money because you spend it on fucking Smart Mark DVD sales or
Yay!
$23 Randy Savage action figures.
Or like we do and get $1.99 Happy Meals.
2 days in a row. Yeah, I'm dying.
All right,
Because we go to McDonald's.
let's close this.
Yeah, this is getting horrible. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
I swear to God, that was the chair. I did not. It was the chair. Where's my mouse?